Welcome back. Thanks for checking out this video. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. If you are new here, I appreciate you giving this a chance. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help out a lot. So I saw this post the other day, which I thought was pretty interesting. Hadn't gotten a chance to get to it. If you were listing the most influential athletes of the 2020s, where would Caitlin Clark fall? And you've got on here Caitlin Clark, Lionel Messi, LeBron James, Patrick Mahomes. And at first glance, you go, wow, okay. But Patrick Mahomes, very popular quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, very successful quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, popular quarterback. The NFL has had a lot of popular quarterbacks. And that's not a knock on Patrick Mahomes. But what I'm saying when we're talking about influential, at least the way I'm taking it, somebody who has come into a league or a sport and changed something dramatically. And I don't see that Patrick Mahomes has done that. The NFL has had, and again, this isn't a criticism of Patrick Mahomes, so don't be going crazy in the comments. He's an incredible quarterback and he's popular, but there have been plenty of great quarterbacks in the NFL who are popular. Other than that, what is his huge impact? What does makes him influential? LeBron James, one of the greatest of all times, very very popular. Also, interestingly enough, I think it'll in some ways a little bit like Caitlin Clark, very very divisive or as well. He's sort of one of those love him or hate him athletes. Uh, when I would go on Facebook, I started to have to just get stuff out of my feed because so much of it became just either anti LeBron or pro LeBron posts. I guess because I had been looking up some basketball stuff, and it was just insane. But again, 2020. So we're not talking about LeBron's entire career. We're talking about the 2020s. Where's been the influence? He won a title that most people go about, the whole weird in the bubble thing during that time. And that's kind of been it. In the 2020s, it's been just a lot of talk about the destruction of the Los Angeles Lakers and getting his son drafted and getting his coach fired and getting JJ Redick hired but in the 2020s, I wouldn't call him an influential athlete in terms of his impact. Lionel Messi, one of the greatest, and some would say the greatest, the GOAT, one of the greatest soccer players of all time. Side note, the game was originally called soccer. America did not mess that up. Just so you know. But the 2020s, Messi's what, 37, I believe. So it wasn't until 2022 that he finally got a World Cup on the international stage. So that is a big deal. But Lionel Messi was cruising into his mid 30s by the time we hit the 2020s. I think any influence that he's had already happened. Yes, he came to America, played in the MLS, was playing with Inter Miami, and a little bit like Caitlin Clark, that's done something for ticket prices at away games. But I wouldn't call it influential in terms of his impact. So, and then you have Caitlin Clark, who is, a little more than a half a season into her professional career. And I think we've seen how influential she's been in terms of her impact on the culture and the WNBA because you have a basketball league that no one's paid attention to for 28 years. And everyone is paying attention to it. Everyone is talking about the WNBA. Everyone is talking about Caitlin Clark. And then because of her influence, talking about other players and having all these different conversations. And go back and look at my videos on TV ratings and attendance at games. I mean, the Fever just recently set a league record for home and away attendance combined, a little more than halfway through the season. They're moving away games into bigger arenas. The Mystics who play in like a 4,200 seat arena, they had to move it to the Wizards arena and then sold out the tickets. It was like 20,233 or 20,333 compared to 4,200. And then you look at the endorsements and stuff and the Wilson ball and how quickly that sold out, and Caitlin Clark's All-Star jersey and how quickly that sold out, and her shoes, and just this huge impact she's had, just not just on basketball fans, but on everybody in their eyes on the WNBA. So as crazy as it sounds, when I sit there and I look at that picture and I'm like, man, three guys. I mean, Patrick's a little young, but if his career goes the way he is, they'll talk about him in the GOAT conversation, whether he is or isn't, he'll be talked about. Messi, of course, is. James, of course, is. They've had huge impacts on their sports, but in the 2020s, as crazy as it sounds, I'm looking at these four and it's like, well, you know what? It's Caitlin Clark. What was it? How many TV ratings have we had now in the WNBA that have been a million plus? 15. Caitlin Clark's been in 13 of them. The other two are connected to the Fever by being the same day. Like one game, I think was a lead in, and then the other was like there was about an hour of time between the two games. So it was sort of a lead in. Um, the top 10 are all Caitlin Clark. Hadn't had a million viewer games since 2008. It had 15 this year, and she's been in 13 of them. The game they recently played in Vegas where they had to move it to the bigger arena and had what I think the correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, this is off the top of my head. I want to say is it the largest for the Aces and the fifth largest in WNBA history, or is it the fifth largest for the Aces? But it's one of those because it was another one of those 20,000 plus attending games. So the influence of Caitlin Clark, the impact of Caitlin Clark on the WNBA in just her first half plus of a season compared to these three in the 2020s, it's not their whole careers. Yeah, I got to go with Caitlin Clark. As crazy as that sounds, I mean, these other three are global superstars. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. But I'm looking at that and I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's a legitimate question, and the answer is Caitlin Clark. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think, remember the 2020, so we're really talking about 4 or 5 years, most influential athletes? And I guess, to be fair, it's going to depend on how you're taking the word influential. But for me, I don't think anyone's been more influential in terms of fans and attention and eyes on it and all of that in terms of the impact that they're having on their sport and culture. It has to be Caitlin Clark. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and I will talk to you later.